Hey boys, welcome back to some Nrl Supercoach round 13 preview. It's a big week, round 13. It's the first major bye week, and for people that don't know, as it says right here, this is the big bye week. Your team will score points from your best 13 players, your top 13 scores in round 13, 16, and 19. So selected. Okay, you do have to select them in your starting 17, so it's not like... What would be the niche case there? I guess if you... I guess if you had more than 17, yeah. If you had like 18 players, then you have to still drop someone. It's not gonna like put that one player you didn't have in your 17 into calculation, but it is what it is. That's fine. So let's have a look at how the team sits, and then we have a couple of potential big decisions to make, and I am it's thrown me a little bit. I'm not entirely sure what I want to do, but let's have a look. Okay, so obviously Robson gets switched for Brayley. Terrell May Curran, Hughes and Henry, beautiful. You love to see it. All our front rowers doing good stuff. I mean, I'm hoping... I really hope Hughes can get some attack for once. Like, he's been a bit meh the last few weeks, so he could really do with a try. Liam Henry, fucking 74 points. I hope he can dish out like 50 points. That would be beautiful. But if he can get some attack again, that'd be great. Our back row... So, Crichton get out for Smithies. I mean, we'll switch Lane in for now. Lane is probably gone. Well, he definitely is gone. Hines, Wishart. Okay, so we don't have a halfback. That's fine. Dylan Brown, no Lockie Galvin. Manu, Young, Kiraz. Holmes can switch for Armstrong. And then we have Drinkwater and Iro. And Blaze. So, I mean, we got 17. No, we got 16. We have 16 because we don't have a halfback. So we have 16. I'm counting Lane, because if we get rid of Lane, it's going to be for Preston. And then it's just a matter of, do we bring in James Tedesco? I'm torn. I am torn. Obviously, I am going to wait. So, obviously, like I said, Parramatta play the first game of the round, so I will wait to see if there's a late switch. If Lane does end up switching and starts in the back row, I probably would it would be nice just to hold Lane for the bye and hope that he gets some attack. I don't see it happening, because obviously he didn't do that last week. But if it does, I'll hold Lane. If he doesn't, I got to get rid of him. Like, there's no reason to hold him. Obviously he does, like, he covers 14 as well. But if he's on the bench again, like, he played 42 minutes. He plays 13, 14, 15. Doesn't play 16. Plays 19. But again, I'm not going to hold him for that long. So I think Lane will go. I mean, we'll look at the options. I mean, the big one is obviously Jacob Preston, but we'll look at other guys as well, just for prosperity's sake. So, I mean, Ewan Aiken, he's been very good, but I think Preston, like, if you're going to get Ewan Aiken, I think you just go Preston, right? I think just better value. Just much better value. I gotta be honest, I am actually keen on Bryce Cartwright. I did see the comment. Someone commented, like, don't let the Bryce Cartwright from last year cloud, the bias from last year cloud your judgment. And I do agree with that. But the fact that Mitch Moses, like, after I talked about that in the other video, I pretty much like talked myself out of it. I'm like, no, I can't go to Cartwright. But now seeing the team list and Mitch Moses back in the side, Moses makes Cartwright just so much more appealing. Like, so much more appealing. Like, he's obviously always had, like, a good Supercoach game. This year, like, he's had his issues. He's had a few, like, niggles. Like, he's had a rib problem. So, I don't know if he's 100% still, but he's coming off 2 80-minute games. Not gone great, mind you. But, I mean, just having Moses there, it's so... I can just see the Eels being such a different team. That's why I'm annoyed that Lane isn't starting, because I feel like he could have gone all right. I feel like this is a week where he could have gone pretty good, but I don't mind Cartwright. But let's go down. Let's have a look at any other potential options. I mean, Dylan Lucas, you could pick him up in centre wing, but again, I just, yeah, there's better value, I think, as it is. Brendan Nickera, meh. Connolly Lemuelu, 53 points. Again, like I said, with the Dolphins players, because they don't play round 14, I'm going to, if I want to bring in a Dolphins player, I'm going to hold off until round 15. That goes for the dummy half as well. Like, I'm still... I don't know if I'm even going to bother trading out Robson, but if I do, it would be in round 15 for like obviously Marshall King. Because if we look at the Dolphins, I mean, I keep showing it, but just to remind myself as well, they cover it great. Obviously 13, don't play 14. So for me, I don't need any Dolphins plays for round 13. Obviously, again, if money and break-evens are an issue, then sure, you can go early. But yeah, you could be a little stuck for 14. But then they play 15, 16, 17. They don't play 18, but that's fine. They're the only team on a bye. 19, 20, 21, and then the rest of the season. It's a little bit... It's not the easiest run. They play, I mean, the Sharks and then Melbourne in the bye. Melbourne will still be pretty strong. They play South in the bye. South, yeah, I don't know. Who knows what they'll be like. Then they play Panthers in the backup. It's a little bit... I mean, they could rest a lot of players, but it's still a really good run for Dolphins players. So I probably... Yeah, I still think I'm leaning towards Maxi Plath. Because Connolly, he's going to make more money. He's got a 31 break even. He'll be a little bit expensive, I think, at that point. If we go down the list, I mean, Scotty Sorensen. The Panthers don't really cover the buys well, apart from 13, right? They play 13, 14, then they don't play 16. Yeah, the Panthers play. I don't mind Sorensen, but they don't cover 16 or 19, so yeah, it's a bit of a no-go there for Penrith players. Going down the list, Preston, obviously, great pickup. I mean, he's 535k. He's coming off, it's annoying that he got a couple of tries in back-to-back weeks, but him playing 80 minutes on the edge, he's a great pickup. He's a very, very good pickup. I love it. And the Dogs cover the first 2 buys extremely well. 13, 14. Obviously, don't play 15. But again, like the Dolphins, they're the only team on the bye, so you should be able to cover them. Then 16, 17, 18. They don't play 19, which is, it could be a little tricky, but they still play 20. They still play the backup game after 19. So They cover it so well. They only miss 19 of like the hard games or the hard rounds to cover. So the Dogs are still very good to pick up. Or the good dog players anyway. Going down the list. So yeah, Maxi Plath here. Like I said, I think Plath is the guy out of these Dolphins. He's got a pretty high-ish break-even. He could definitely hit it. He might make a bit of cash, but he'll be like the most affordable of these sort of mid-range-ish players. I guess the fact that if I'm trading Lane out for someone this week, actually, yeah, we probably trade out, yeah, you could go like Smithies. Yeah, I don't mind that, going like Smithies after the bye And after the backup game, or you won't play the backup game, actually, Smithies. But after the bye, you could trade out Smithies for like a Max Plath, potentially. I don't mind that, actually. I don't mind that. Obviously, for Fafita also, it'll probably work like this. Like, things could change pretty quickly. But this week, maybe 1 or 2 trades. And then next week, hopefully just 1 trade of Crichton to Fafita, depending how Origin goes. And then round 15, going like Smithies to Max Plath or someone. Like 1 trade like that, potentially. But again, that's it's a long way off when definitely not set in stone. But I do like Plath. Going down, I mean, fucking, there's Cartwright, bro. What does it say? I don't mind him. He obviously had a killer year. I mean, I know. I had him from the start. He was so good. He's down a lot. Obviously, he's had his injuries. I mean, the minutes per game, like, he's had very effective. I mean, it was so funny because, fuck, he got 116 in the first game in 68 minutes, and I was like, oh, shit, I should have started with damn Cartwright again. And then all of a sudden, he got 44 and 80 against Penrith, which is fine. It's against Penrith, that's fine. Then he played 52 minutes, he got 27 points. He played 80. This is obviously, this is like back from like that rib issue, I think. He played 80, only got 26 points. He played 80 in round 7, 38 points. Then he missed a couple more games, I think with the rib or something else. But then he's gone 58 and 54. Pretty okay. Like I said, they've got 13, 14, 15. They don't play 16, which again, I think my numbers for 16 are okay. I think they're okay. He does play 19 though, which is good. I gotta be honest. I hate trading like one Parramatta Eel back rower to another, but I'm juicily tempted by Cartwright. I gotta be honest. I mean, just if Moses wasn't back, honestly, I wouldn't even give this a second thought. But with Moses back, I am so tempted, and I don't think there's anyone else I would worry about. I mean, Jack Williams is starting at lock, but yeah, he's not going to keep the spot for long. I mean, I guess Semi-Finu as well. There's so many good pickups. I still like Semi-Finu in like around 14 for probably. I was thinking maybe Terrell May, but Terrell May now with Lenu and Collins, he should get big minutes in 16. So I think hold Terrell May. Maybe you trade like a Sam Hughes for Finu. I don't hate that because, I mean, if Hughes is going to get 30 points every week, it's not really going to fucking do much. So I don't mind that. But again, we're using a lot of trades. But the trades are worth it if we're like covering for the other buys. You know, we're covering from a long way out, which is good. We're not like waiting till the end and then using like 3 trades on the buy. It's sort of the same thing. But that's pretty much it for guys. I mean, you got Heel and Lukey, but again, I'm not interested. So it's out of Cartwright and Preston. Fuck. I mean, Preston's just a better pickup, right? He's just a better pickup than Cartwright. I mean, what's Cartwright? What's his break even? 34. They're both tempting, but I'm not gonna get both of them in. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I'm probably leaning Preston, but he's a decent amount more expensive as well. So that is also another factor. And then the only other trade that we may make is bringing in Tedesco. So I already sort of saw this, that if we weren't trading Lane up to one of those guys, we can afford to go Gagai straight up to Tedesco. Let's actually no, we got to. I mean, we could bring in a centre wing as well, but there are some good centre wingers, but I think Tedesco he's a little bit more important than the other centre wingers, I would say, at this point. So swing Eero down. Bring in Tedesco. How much money do we have? Okay, yeah, it uses all our cash. So when we don't have enough, to go Sean Lane up to a Preston or a Cartwright at that point. So then the choice is Blaze Talangi. The big question now is Blaze Talangi. What do you do with Blaze Talangi? He's still got a negative 21 break even, but he's coming off the bench. Like, I don't see. What's his price? He's 540k. He's at a good price. Like, obviously he's gonna make more money. Like, you get up to like 6+ pretty quickly. He's a Supercoach gun, but he could leak cash so quickly. Like, that is the issue. That is the issue. And like I said, I don't see him, like, for one, if he stays on the bench, he's not going to get big minutes unless there's an injury all of a sudden in the back line, like early on, right? If that happens, then sure. But he's not going to get big minutes because where are they going to play him? They're not going to play him through the middle, and they're not going to play him at dummy half, surely. Surely not. I know Gutherson has gone like dummy half at times, like where they bring him on at fullback and Gutherson go to dummy half. I don't know. I mean, they only got Brendan Hands there. Oh, it's a fucking weird one. Like I said, they don't cover the rest of the buys that well. Obviously 19, but they don't play 16, so it's like, do you just... I don't know. It is a very tricky decision to make. Obviously, like, just holding him is nice just for the cash, but if I can get Tedesco and Preston in one go, it would be nice. Again, we will have to wait till the first game just in case. Like, if Sean Lane obviously gets the start back, then I'm not going to trade him out for Preston anyway, just because why would I? If he's starting in the back row. And then we probably just would do Gagai straight up to Tedesco, use all our cash, and that's fine. Hope Talangi plays okay minutes, make some more cash, and then potentially trade him the week after or whatever. Again, I don't hate it. I guess you don't need Preston or Cartwright. But I would like to get rid of Lane. If he's on the bench, he's going to leak too much cash. Because we don't need the numbers, but I'm like, I don't want to have Lane just fucking dropping a stack of cash sitting on the bench doing nothing. So I don't know. It's a tricky one, but I think that's pretty much my only decision. Like, it's out of like Cartwright and Preston for Lane, and then Tedesco in for potentially Talangi or Gagai, because the rest of the backline I'm going to keep. Yeah, that's pretty much all she wrote. So we got a bit to decide upon there, but let's have a look at probably the most important fucking part in this round, and that is captaincy, vice captaincies. So it is a big one. It is a big one for sure. Who do we like? So Parramatta play... Okay, so the Roosters game is the final game, and that's probably going to be like the biggest sort of highest percentage captain. Like, people are going to captain Manu, they're going to captain Tedesco. Obviously, you can't vice captain then, because you could have taken like a sneaky punt of like Dom Young getting like 4 tries, potentially going massive, but you'll have to captain someone in that game. So who do you vice captain? Dolphins, Raiders. I don't have any. I'm not going to vice captain Smithies. Penrith, Dragons. Also none. I'm not going to vice captain Liam Henry. Newcastle doggies. I mean, Pierce Paul is okay. Obviously, we got Kiraz has been going great. So, I mean, you probably just go Kiraz. And then Parramatta Sharks, like, yeah, I think I prefer Kiraz over Dylan Brown. Yeah, I think you go Kiraz, and I will probably be captaining Tedesco. If for some reason, if I didn't bring in Tedesco, I would just captain Manu. But I think I just captain Tedesco. I think I'll be bringing in Tedesco. Because if we look at... I just think he potentially is a must-have. Like, I just... Like, this Cowboys team is, like... It's fucking... It was already terrible, and now it's so depleted. It doesn't... Like, it's always... Like, when it's too good to be true, usually it is too good to be true, and the scores don't typically... like, just go massive, but, like, it's a good one. It is a good one. And then they've got, again, no 14, but they play 15 against Parramatta, which, I mean, Parramatta have been leaky, although, you know, they got some players back, so it might not be as easy. Doggies in round 16, which is also really fucking juicy, without Burden, Crichton, Kickout will still be out. Then the Tigers in round 17, Dragons in 18. They don't play 19, but that's fine. So it's a really good run. Like, Tedesco could go pretty bonkers in that time. And, like, you know, you're loading up on Roosters, like backline players for sure. But, I mean, again, they're good. So why not? So I think Tedesco's a little bit too good to pass up at that point. Yeah, I like it a lot. Anything else to really look at? I mean, like I said, if you're holding Cleary, I don't mind it. Let's have a look at Moses. What is his price at? Because he's obviously going to have a high break even because he got injured. So he would have got a low score in his last game he played. But was he really cheap? He is pretty cheap, 680k. What did he do this year? I don't even remember how he went. He's actually got a pretty low break even, so okay, no, he's actually he went terrible against the Dogs, he went terrible against Penrith, and then he went massive against Manly, and then he did his he hurt himself in that game, I'm pretty sure. But I mean, just sort of stuck it out. That's right. I'm pretty sure he was on I thought he was on 100 points after half time, and then just didn't see any more footy because obviously he was injured. I'm pretty sure that was the game. Well, it must have been, right? They play I mean, I'm not going to bring in Moses, but I probably prefer Moses over Brown. Over Walker. Probably. But, yeah, again, that's a 50-50. It's a tough one. Who are people bringing in? Obviously, yeah, Tedesco, Walker, Brown, Tedesco, Armstrong, Moses. There you go. Tedesco, Manu, and Tedesco. So, yes. I think I just got to. This is the problem with the buy, right? Because I'm set up well for the buys, but if I don't have someone like Tedesco and he goes crazy and he's going to be a very popular captain choice, then all of a sudden, even if I have a good round, if I don't have this massive score as captain, then the round is it's a wasted buy round. So you don't necessarily need every single high upside player, but you do need probably someone like a Tedesco who can go big. So I think, yeah, Tedesco, and then, yeah, we're just going to wait on Lane and decide if we're going to trade out Talangi or Gagai. I would... What is Lane's break-even again? 63. I mean, again, we could just fucking bite the bullet and hold. Although, if we... No. I think... You know what? I think trading to Lungy is the right decision anyway. Because the more... looking at it for future... I want to trade Crichton to Fafita next week. Fafita is about I think he's about 40k more than Crichton, so I do need a little bit of cash for that. If I want to trade Lane to anybody, I'm going to need a bit of cash for that. So I think trading Talangi is the play. I think it is. Because if I trade Gagai to Tedesco, it's going to leave me with nothing in the bank. And obviously you can downgrade, but who would I want to downgrade? I mean, no one. There's not really too many players I want to get rid of. I mean, I guess Hines, I don't know. Like, I know people are trading out Hines. I guess that's, I didn't really think of that. Like, I know I said I got Wishart in, but obviously Hines now being, with Origin and injury, do you get rid of Hines? I don't think so, because if I get rid of Hines, then I'm going to have to get Hines and Cleary back in, so that's 2 more trades. I think I just got to hold Hines, and when he plays, he plays. If he doesn't play, he doesn't play, and hope that Walker and Moses and Hughes don't go massive. But I think for me, I just, the trades, I think at this point, they're getting a little bit too tricky. So yeah, you could free up a lot of cash getting rid of Hines, but yeah, then trying to get him back in, getting in other players, nah, I don't love it. So, yeah, you know what? The more I look at it, I think Talangi is the guy to go. And then the problem is then we got fucking Gagai as a bit of an issue going forward. Honestly, I hope he gets dropped. I hope he gets dropped, bro. He obviously plays 14, but I don't... it's a Titans matchup, but I don't want him. He's so shit. He's so shit. Oh god. I don't know. At that point, if we just hold, we hold, and he does cover 16 and 19. So at worst, he could be a guy that jags some attack in the bye round. So I don't fucking whatever. I don't know. We'll see what we feel like. But yeah, we just wait on if Lane gets a late call up. I don't think it'll happen, but you never know. And then probably Talangi if. Again, if he's looking like he's not going to switch into the starting lineup, which again, I don't think he will, then I think Talangi has got to go. I mean, I'd love to keep him, but it could be the time to jump off just to make trades in the future a little bit easier as well. I think it is the play. I'm not sold on it, but I think it is the play. So, yeah. There's not too much else to really discuss. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the content. We might be back with a pre-lockout video if I've got some questions to answer and whatnot. So yeah, leave your questions in the comments. If I get a chance to have a look at them, I will and discuss and do a little pre-lockout video. But yeah, other than that, make sure to like and comment. I'll see you guys in the next one.